They go for an Ice Beam and Amoonguss, which is perfect. Okay, so my Dialga doesn't even take damage, which is beautiful. Unless I get frozen, which YouTube, today we're trying out a brand new team, and this team did really well in the April International Challenge. And look at this Dragapult set. Dive, Solar Beam, Fire Blast, Will-O-Wisp with an Expert Belt and Infiltrator. It is a crazy Dragapult set where it is built for max, and oh man, it is quite something. We're going to be trying it out today, but if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And if you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, I'll link them down below in the description. But let's get started and play some games. Gastrodon, Yveltal, Groudon, Charizard, Grimmsnarl, and Incineroar. Okay, so it's just like your standard, but you have a Yveltal over the Zacian, which Triple Dark, I don't know about this one. All right, this matchup looks kind of weird for me here, and I mean really weird here. Okay, I'm gonna lead Zapdos. Just Yveltal makes this a lot tougher than Zacian, I'll tell you that much, because he actually threatened my Dragapult, which is not exactly a good thing here. All right, I want to lead Zapdos plus my Dragapult, I think, immediately, because I can threaten like Eerie Impulse and a few other things. I think I want to go with Kyogre in the back, and I think I want to go with the Dialga. Oh boy, this is scary. That Yveltal, what set are you on your Yveltal? That's my biggest question, because if you're Assault Vest, my team does not do well against that in general. It does not do well against a Assault Vest Yveltal. My answers literally is like, I don't know, because literally I have 4 special attackers I'm ring. Granted, I guess I'm mixed with the Dragapult, but it's not really doing anything against the Yveltal. Yeah, the fact that your Yveltal over Zacian actually makes this a nightmare for me, but we'll find out. They lead Yveltal plus the Charizard immediately, which is interesting to note here. Okay, as I do lead my Zapdos plus my Dragapult lead. All right, this is kind of an interesting lead. I don't know what to expect turn 1. I'd imagine Gastrodon plus Groudon in the back. Just dealing with the Yveltal looks very scary here. It looks very scary. I don't know if they would want to risk Charizard here. Charizard's a very big risk. I would probably say they don't want to risk Charizard here, because I could go for like an Airstream Thunderbolt into like one of these slots and maybe pick up the knockout. So I don't think that's really good risk for them. I'm just going to go for an Eerie Impulse here and a Wisp into the Yveltal right here. They're going to switch out the Yveltal. Is this Groudon? It's the Groudon. Okay, I get a Wisp off into Groudon, which is kind of nice, but I mean, what's the Charizard going for here? I'd imagine they actually Dynamax. Did they actually risk this? Because Airstream T-Bolt actually wasn't a bad play for me here, unless they were really committing me going for the Groudon right here. I think they're going for the Wildfire, dang. Oh no, that's a really bad Wildfire if that's the case. It's a bad Airstream too. I mean, I'll take the Wildfire over Airstream, but that's not exactly a good thing. All right, we get the Wisp off into the Groudon right here. Okay, so we do get the Groudon burned, and then we're gonna see a Eerie Impulse into the Groudon. I guess I could have Eerie Impulse to Charizard, but I had no idea what kind of Yveltal it was, and so I want to negate it both physically and specially here. We're gonna see a Wildfire. Okay, that's actually a better option for me than if it was anything else here. So Zapdos is gonna go down. I'll gladly take that. I think this is now a chance where I can actually go for the Overgrow into the Groudon slot. Yeah, that's probably the play here. Yeah, that's always the play. And then we're gonna go for a Water Spout. The thing is, this Wildfire damage is really gonna add up over time, and I am very concerned about this end game, but I think I have to make these plays, right? I have to. Just dealing with that Yveltal is going to be an issue. We bring out the Kyogre right here, and all right, what kind of Yveltal you are is going to highly dictate this. If you're Life Orb, it's probably better for me, but yeah, we're going to go for an Origin Pulse into the Charizard slot. We're actually going to go for the Overgrow into your Groudon. I need you to switch out into your Gastrodon so I can nuke it right here. That should be Gastrodon. It is perfect. I don't know Charizard max guards. If it max guards, that's actually perfect of a scenario. If it doesn't, that's not even that bad for me. Okay, so we do Dynamax our Dragapult right here, and we are actually going to threaten the damage into that Gastrodon right here. and should KO with the overgrow right here. Now, my only problem is how am I going to handle? Again, it's just the Yveltal in the back. If it was Zacian, it was probably a lot easier to handle. Oh, they actually did go for the max guard. Okay, that's perfect, actually. All right. So I am able to go for an overgrow here, and it is going to come out into the Gastrodon, and that is going to pick up a knockout. So goodbye, Gastrodon. Okay, that's the one fun thing. Now the question is, how am I winning this game? Because still kind of rough here, but I can now spam water type moves pretty freely now that the Gastrodon is eliminated. I can actually go for a max Geyser the following turn. If they switch out the Yveltal, I think I just double up the Yveltal slot. If they go out into the Groudon, I still go for the, I think I just go for Origin Pulse here and a thing. Let's just see what they decide to go for here. Gonna be Groudon. It's gonna be, yeah, Groudon's gonna come in. Okay, I can't really switch because then Dialga gets super weakened and I probably still lose the game off that anyway. So I might as well just go for the Origin Pulse right here, and I could overgrow and just KO the Groudon here, but I have no idea if that's the play here because it's probably, I don't think Grassy Terrain's max overgrow even gets the Groudon if it's Assault Vest like the standard set. So I think now we just go for the, I think we go for a Geyser into the Groudon, and it could also switch out into the Yveltal I could see, so I might as well just go for it here. Go for the Geyser, dish out the damage. I'm pretty sure Origin Pulse will still knock out the Charizard anyway, especially after a Life Orb hit regardless. So I might as well just target the Groudon for safety right here. Gonna get the rain up because I don't know if Origin Pulse would actually KO in the rain depending on the Groudon spread. We're gonna see Airstream. This might be Airstream Blades here. It's in the Dragapult. Okay, that's actually really nice. That's not my Kyogre because Kyogre, I don't know if it would have lived the double up, but I kind of had to risk it. And yeah, they are scared of the Dragapult immensely. Airstream would have been nice here though. Oh, Thunder Punch. Oh, that does nothing. Hit. Okay, we're good. We're good. Goodbye. Okay, we got rid of Charizard. We got rid of Groudon. Now the final boss kicks in. It's that Yveltal. Can I handle that Yveltal? Big question mark right here. If it's Assault Vest, again, a nightmare. However, if it is like just a regular set, we're fine. I do kind of want to, do I want a max guard here? Max guard isn't too bad of a play because I could guarantee the Wisp off in the Yveltal. Although I kind of just want to go for damage right here. Yeah, I think I just want to go for damage. I don't want to risk it being policy, so I think I always just click Origin Pulse anyway. And I go for a Geyser because it should do a decent amount to the Yveltal, I'd imagine. If they knock out the Kyogre, it's not too bad because then my Dynamax is over and I can go for the Wisp the following turn. So yeah, we'll go for a Geyser here, get some damage off in the Wisp. Let's see if it's Sucker Punch or not, I suppose. I have no idea what kind of Yveltal set is going to be on this team. We're going to see a Protect. Okay, so it's not Soul Vest. That makes it a lot easier. Now, if you have no Snarl, that makes it really, really easy, but we'll see. Get a Geyser off into the Yveltal. Nice chip. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay. That's pretty good. Origin Pulse into the Protect. Okay, we want to go for a Wisp here into the Yveltal, I think. This is probably Snarl. I'm trying to think about how to save this. Yeah, I think I just Protect and Wisp, right? That was the last turn of Wildfire, so the chip is already over. I can get the last turn of Grassy Terrain healing. That could be a pretty important factor here. Or me living the attack. Yeah, that was the last turn of Wildfire. We go for the Protect here with our Kyogre. We go for the Wisp here into the Yveltal. Let's find out. If they Sucker Punch, we're fine. If they go for a Snarl, we're going to have to see how this rest of the game goes. But let's see. We do get a Wisp off. They don't Sucker Punch here. Okay. They Snarl. I want to go for a Trick Room, I think, next turn. Yeah. Oblivion Wing actually in the Kyogre. Okay, that's perfect. That is perfect. Okay. Interesting to see Oblivion Wing there, but I guess I really want the recovery there. I could go hard into Dialga, which isn't a bad play. Yet I don't know if it's the right play. I think it is. I think it's hard Dialga because I think the way I could win this game is Kyogre under Trick Room, guaranteeing this win. So I think I'm going to go for a dive here into the Yveltal slot, and I'm going to go out into Dialga. Then next turn, I could go for Flash Cannon and chip away the Yveltal pretty healthily. Let's see. Gonna get a dive off. Okay, they're ignoring the Dragapult unless they're snarling here. We're gonna see a Oblivion Wing. Okay, nice. So they don't get much recovery off my Dialga, which is really good here. Are you Life Orb? Actually, no, wait, no. Charizard was Life Orb, right? So the Yveltal can't be Life Orb. I'm just curious on... Wow, that actually still recovered quite a bit there. All right. I do want to go for a Trick Room here. I think I Trick Room now. Yeah, I think I Trick Room now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. All right, let's Trick Room here. Because I'm trying to think, if this is Dark Pulse, it's two-shot in my Dialga, and I think that's really bad. So I might as well just go for the Trick Room now, because I might not be able to get Trick Room again. Okay, yeah, Snarl does come out. Okay, perfect. So Dragapult goes down. I get to Trick Room off. I -1 special attack. That's okay. Now my Kyogre, I think Ice Beam into Flash Cannon should secure the knockout into the Yveltal. Hopefully. Especially with the burn damage, we get to reset the rain turns if we value that, which could be a thing. But I do think that the Yveltal 100% goes down to Ice Beam, and I want to position Kyogre outside of Snarl, which is why I decided to make this position where I go for like the Trick Room stuff. And yeah, it does work out here, thankfully. I also want to get the Trick Room off because even if, like, let's say the Yveltal went for Dark Pulse in the Dialga, I do think that the Kyogre, as long as I got decent chip in the Yveltal, was a good win con right here. And now, because we got that Wisp off in the Yveltal, Sucker Punch cannot threaten me and knockout if it's like Black Glasses, for instance. So yeah, here comes the Flash Cannon into the Yveltal. We get a... Oh, that's not even a crit. Wow, that just did a lot. And yeah, Ice Beam does come out. Knock out the Yveltal and somehow breaking through the Yveltal, which I thought was going to be really difficult with the team. The Dragapult going insane, catching the Gastrodon with the Solar Beam, the Max Geyser into to reset the rain, so I get the Oko on both of the Groudon and the Charizard. That went actually so insane right there. But yeah, we were able to put ourselves in a great position, I think, because of the Dragapult just really being able to threaten their team. They didn't send in the... Well, they sent in the Yveltal early, but then they had the Groudon Charizard out, and then I was able to read the Gastrodon switch, which was pretty evident, and yeah, catch it off guard, and yeah, really just strong position right there for us. Lunala, Groudon, Venusaur, Incineroar, Umbreon, and Thundurus. Okay, Lunadon with Umbreon over what we'd see Urshifu normally as. This is... matchup wise, kind of unique here. I wonder what I want to bring, because Lunala and Groudon combined isn't exactly the easiest matchup for my team. My Zapdos can put in a lot of work though, especially because it is that Roost Eerie Impulse set, which could put in a ton of work. I do gotta watch out because the Groudon is a little bit scary right here. That Groudon can definitely be a bit of an issue. I might want to go for like a Willis setup right here with my my Dragapult right here, just in case. It doesn't have a ghost move, which is the weird part. Urshifu can also be really good in this matchup, and I really do like Urshifu right here because Urshifu can put definitely a lot of value here. I think I want to go Zapdos Urshifu, actually. Yeah, Zapdos Urshifu with Kyogre, and I want to say Dragapult in the back. Ooh, I could also see myself leading Dragapult plus Urshifu, because if they lead Venus... The thing is, if they lead Venusaur, I want to lead Zapdos because I can go for Hurricane. But if they lead Groudon, I do kind of want to Wisp it. But I think they maybe save Groudon in the back. Or if they lead Thundurus, I guess I kind of... Actually, it is kind of likely that they lead Thundurus, I suppose. Oh boy. Let's try this out. I don't think they're leading Lunala. Let's find out if they do. I think it's Thundurus lead here, and the reason I want to lead Dragapult is because I want to get a Wisp off in that Thundurus as soon as possible, because I'm assuming it's going to be that Defiant Thundurus, and Defiant Thundurus is a little bit annoying for my team to play around. Granted, if they lead Lunala, it's not exactly amazing. I kind of have to commit there if they're going to lead like Lunala Thundurus, because if they lead Lunala Thundurus, I do want to lead my Urshifu, I think. But Venusaur plus Lunala, okay, it's not terrible, it's not amazing, but okay. I do lead my Dragapult here alongside my Zapdos right here. And I kind of want to go for a Wisp here or Fire Blast. I could see the Groudon trying to switch in, which is why I kind of want to go for the Wisp here. Or should I just go for the Fire Blast? I have safety goggles on the Zapdos. I'm not too worried. A Wisp is kind of safe here. Let's see. Maybe just Fire Blast. I want to make sure I catch the Groudon in on something, right? If they do switch into ground. So, you know what? I'm going to go for Wisp and Eerie Impulse into the Lunala slot. It covers the Lunala, switches out into the Groudon. If it stays in, I get an Eerie Impulse off. It's not too bad. We're going to see the Groudon switching, which is cool. I'm thinking this is probably Venusaur attempt to sleep powder into my Dragapult right here. Yeah, it is going to be a sleep powder. Actually, it's into, oh, it is into Dragapult, but we dodge and get the Wisp off into the Groudon. Okay, that's pretty much the ideal. I would have probably had to play a wake up game, but that's okay too. That actually really works out for me. And I'll go for an Eerie Impulse into the Groudon. So we covered the Groudon switch, I guess. I could have also targeted down the Venusaur, but again, I wasn't sure. Lunala would guarantee go for that Protect right there. However, or switch out or stay in. But yeah, this is actually probably a really ideal situation now that the Groudon is basically not really that useful now. I can go for a Fire Blast into that Venusaur slot. And I don't really want to max just yet because there's a chance I max the Ogre in this game. So I'm actually going to go for an Eerie Impulse into the Venusaur slot right now and try to dish out some damage. They go for a Sleep Powder into... They keep targeting down my Dragapult, but it just keeps on missing. Oh, I've never seen this luck before. I actually OHKO to Venusaur because it's not Sash on the team. Okay, they changed it. Wow. Get a new Venusaur. Get a new Venusaur. The Fire Blast coming in clutch, KOing the Venusaur here. An Eerie Impulse off into the Groudon slot. That's going to Swords Dance. Okay, so now the Groudon is going to be at neutral attack with that burn. However, really not a bad spot for me. Really not that bad of a spot for me. Although maybe the Venusaur staying was actually better because it probably wasn't maxed at that rate. I guess if it wasn't Sash, I could just went into Kyogre and went for the Hurricane. Lunala is going to come in, which is cool. I'm going to go for a... I could break the Shadow Shield. I could also go for Solar Beam. I could go for the Max Geyser and switch into Ogre too. These are all very, very potential strong options right here. I kind of want to see it. Let me see what my Dragapult attack output is. It is... Okay, we have a lot more attack here. We could probably KO the Groudon, but you know what? I'm going to go for a Solar Beam right here and see how much that damage does. And we're going to go for an Eerie Impulse into the Lunala. We're going to lower its special attack output. Let's see how this goes because I'm interested. Solar Beam Dragapult coming in right here. I imagine it's for Gastrodon to catch them really off by surprise because, you know, well, what are you expecting from Dragapult right here? Solar Beam going to come out. Expert Bell boosted. Not a bad hit in the Groudon. It's actually pretty likely that the Groudon doesn't want to max now, which is really nice. The only thing is I didn't break the Shadow Shield Lunala. However, it is going to be at -2 special attack, and we still have a Kyogre, which is still pretty good in this matchup, alongside the Urshifu, which is a big threat to them as well. We're going to see another Sword Stance. Okay, that does make sense here. They do go for another Sword Stance with the Groudon right here, and they are going to go for a Trick Room. Not too surprising here. Okay, so this is a little bit of an issue. However, it's not that bad. I wonder if Groudon's going to max here and go for a Rockfall to change the weather. So if they expect Solar Beam here, that could definitely be a play. I kind of want to go for a... Ooh, there are a few things I could do here. I could go for the Wisp in the Lunala, which isn't bad. I think Urshifu is definitely the play I want to make here, because I don't think they're attacking into the Dragapult slot unless they want to go for Blades, but I just really don't see it. I do really kind of want to break that Sash if possible. The Fire Blast and Will-O-Wisp are kind of the same amount, so I might as well just go for that Fire Blast to break the Shadow Shield. And we'll go hard in Urshifu, I guess. Zapdos still has some usage overall. The Lunala switches out into Incineroar, potentially. Umbreon, okay. So Wisp there actually would have been better because we would have liked to get the burn for the foul play damage. However, still not too bad. We do go out into our Urshifu here. Does that... I don't know who they want to max then. Oh, they just go for a Rock Slide. Okay, that's cool. Surprising because they left their Groudon actually pretty vulnerable right here. All right. We do get a Fire Blast off into the Umbreon, which is in that... Actually, that's a pretty decent amount of damage. Oh, that's a crit. I was about to say, this this Dragapult's actually insane. Why couldn't I have you for my Oceania 2020 Internationals where my Dragapult just like kept getting crit? Okay. That's pretty good here. Okay, this should always be Precipice Blades then. I do want to go for a... I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty set. I think the Urshifu wins the game at this point, so I might as well just stall out the Trick Room and try to win with the Urshifu. I'm going to go for a Solar Beam, I suppose, in the Groudon. I don't think it's max anymore. I'm just going to go hard in the Zapdos right here. Yeah. This could also be Helping Hand Blades, I guess, if the Umbreon has it. Or Foul Play Blades is also a pretty fair play here, which I don't mind. Zapdos is pretty safe. They go for a Moonlight, actually, with the Umbreon. Okay. So they're gonna heal, which isn't too bad. Oh man, I still can't believe the RNG in this game. Precipice Blade's gonna come out. Do you miss? Okay. Dragapult has had a little bit too much fun with the luck right here. Does finally go down here, but that is a-okay by me at this point. We are gonna be able to Sunlight Fades here, which is actually kind of nice. Not really necessary, but kind of nice. I can go out on a Kyogre here, or I can go out into, I don't know, there's a lot of plays here. I just gotta make sure I don't lose to the Umbreon. However, Kyogre doesn't seem bad here. Going for a max here with the Kyogre seems pretty strong. They don't exactly have the best options here. I don't think Sucker Punch KOs the Umbreon at the range it's at. So yeah, I'm gonna go out into Kyogre here just to be safe and go for I think a Geyser into the Groudon is pretty strong here. And I guess the question is, what do I want to do against the Umbreon? Although I could go for the double attack, there is rock slide potential, so I don't want to really go for that. I think just going for a water spout, a max Geyser through it, I think is okay here. And we're gonna go for I guess we'll double up the Groudon with Hurricane here. Roost isn't really necessary. If we double up into Groudon, switches down to Lunala, that's a good thing here. No max coming out from my opponent, so I'm assuming they're saving it for specifically it's gonna be for the Lunala here, which is, I don't know. I guess Umbreon could play some mind games with Yawn, Moonlight, Foul Play, Snarl. I'd imagine its set is. He could have Helping Hand still. I'm just gonna max Ogre. Let's see. It should be Yawn plus like Blades or Rock Slide coming out. Snarl. Okay, that's cool. I don't have to worry about Yawn, which is actually pretty nice here. All right. So Kyogre does take a special attack drop. That's fine. And Precipice Blade's gonna come out into my Zapdos and my Kyogre, which does a pretty significant amount. Max Quake I don't think would have picked up the knockout right there. Max Geyser does come out into the Groudon, pick up that knockout, and yeah. Okay, Groudon goes down, and now it's Lunala against the Urshifu, Zapdos, and yeah, we get a Hurricane off into the Umbreon as well, which can be decent chip to put in maybe range of close combat later. Oh my, what is with the RNG right here? But I'll take it. Okay, Lunala's coming in. We want to break its Shadow Shield here. Do I want to Hailstorm the Umbreon to guarantee the break of Shadow Shield? Could be a potential possibility. This Wicked Blow should just knock it out. I don't know if they max guard here. I really don't think they would max guard. Let me see my Zapdos spread again. Is my Zapdos faster than Lunala guaranteed? Yeah, we are. Okay. I think right here what we do is we go for a max Geyser, we go for the Lunala slot, and we also go for a Eerie Impulse also into the Lunala right here. Yeah, because if it protects, its Shadow Shield is broken. The Urshifu's still looking really strong in the back. Yeah, if they protect, it's fine. We already broke the Shadow Shield. Now we get the guarantee Eerie Impulse off the following turn into Lunala, so it can't really do much damage. They go for something Snarl here. Taunt. Ooh, okay. That's a good play on their part. That's a really good play on their part. Okay. I do get a max Geyser off into Lunala. I still think I'm okay though. Since I'm only -1 special attack, I still think I can threaten the Lunala with a KO with like a Fund. Do I Thunder or Hurricane? I guess I Hurricane here. Yeah, I Hurricane. Hurricane gives me the best odds. And then we also Geyser the Lunala, which probably still picks up the knockout realistically. Or if they don't max. If they max, then Urshifu just comes in right and probably just wins the game, which I think is cool. So we go for Hurricane. Shadow Shield is broken onto the Lunala. Yeah, we do so much damage to Lunala. Another crit. Jeez. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, but they went for a Trick Room, it looks like. I don't think the crit really matters in the long term because the Lunala is so weakened at that point. They really don't have much. Taunt on Umbreon was an interesting thing on here. If they went for Snarl, yeah, I still don't think it really matters too much at the end of the day. They're not really threatening damage against my Urshifu. Urshifu really just threatens them in the end game. They're not getting a KO here unless they did actually attack here, but if they attacked here like my Zapdos with a Meteorine for instance, they just lose the game to me clicking Wicked Blow, I think. So that's not even that big of a deal. So I don't think like in the long term I would have lost anyway. We're just gonna switch out here into our Urshifu, I guess, and Thunder, because I still think Urshifu had a really just easy chance of winning this game unless the Lunala, even if the Lunala has some tech, like they would have to get like a lot of mind games right, and even then it doesn't look like this is Yawn Umbreon. Taunt, Moonlight, Snarl, I want to say it's Foul Play as the last move. If you don't have a way to shut down the Urshifu, yeah, it's over because I just spam Sucker Punch and I keep damaging the Lunala until it finally goes down, and then I'll deal with the Umbreon in the late game. And I really don't see an Umbreon that only carries Snarl as the attacking move. I think you need Foul Play to hit these Zacians to protect, or not protect, break the subs. The damage output I think for Foul Play is pretty insane. But yeah, overall, able to the Dragapult just went crazy there. 2 Sleep Powder dodges, hitting the Wisp, just, I mean, it was absolutely insane, the RNG. Like, the Zapdos also in. Like, what is with the RNG right there? But we'll take it. We'll take it. Kyogre, Solgaleo, Thundurus, Incineroar, Mimikyu, and Indeedee. All right, we have a pretty standard Solgaleo Kyogre team, which... Okay, what do I want to go here? Because it's a little bit annoying dealing with Solgaleo Kyogre against Dialga Kyogre, mainly because the Solgaleo can just spam Max Quake. It's not affected by, like, and I usually have to go for Max Quake back in order to deal damage to it, which is not exactly something that I really like here. I could lead. I do like Urshifu. Urshifu's really good against the Solgaleo in the end game. They do have a Tricker Mode. They got like a lot of tools for me. All right, what do I want to go? I think Kyogre is definitely one and being brought here. I don't know if I want to bring Zapdos. The only thing Zapdos does is like against their own Kyogre, and maybe it could help wall their Thundurus, but I don't think it's necessary at all. So I'm going to leave Kyogre plus Amoonguss, I think, because unless it is a Psychic Fang Solgaleo here, which I guess it could be with Indeedee, that could be an issue. However, I think I could probably play around that. And then Dialga plus the Urshifu in the back. Let's see, because they have quite a few tools that are good against me. They have a Solgaleo, which actually does threaten a lot of my team right here under the right conditions. The Thundurus could be annoying. I don't know if it's going to be the support set with the Eerie Impulse or maybe even Rain Dance, or if it's going to be the Defiance set, which I always have to be a little bit worried about. Thankfully, what's nice is I don't really have any Intimidate mod they could really abuse, so they might decide I don't want to lead Thundurus or bring it, because Dynamax Solgaleo seems really good against me anyway, so that could be an issue that they have right here. Let's find out. It's going to be the Mimikyu and the Incineroar. Okay, this is pretty good for me. I lead Amoonguss plus my Kyogre right here, and unless this Mimikyu has Wood Hammer, I guess let's find out. I think turn 1 I'm just going to go for a you know what, I don't know what kind of Mimikyu this is. I'm going to go for a Foul Play turn 1 and a, well, I don't know what set it is. If it's Wood Hammer, is that bad? If it's Life Orb Wood Hammer, yes, it's actually pretty bad. So I could go into Dialga here, I guess. I think just to protect and a Foul Play isn't that bad of a turn 1 option, because I get to break the disguise on Mimikyu if they do have Wood Hammer. I just want to scout for it. I don't think it is going to be, but if it is a Wood Hammer or Mimikyu, it could actually really threaten my team right here. So I think it's just better just to dish out as much damage as I can with the Foul Play, breaking the disguise potentially. If they go for Taunt, it's not that bad. And the reason why I want to go for Foul Play is in case they go for a Taunt. They go for a Fake on Amoonguss, which is okay here. All right. And oh man, how do I call this? How do I call this? Yep, there's a Wood Hammer right here. Okay, so that's something good to know. I'm going to go hard into my Dialga then on the Wood Hammer, and I'm going to go for a Foul Play into the Mimikyu slot. Or do I want to go for a Spore into the Incineroar? I could go for either. I think both are fair. If the Mimikyu has Wood Hammer, it probably doesn't have Spore. I mean, it doesn't have Taunt, so you know what? I'll Spore the Incineroar here. I don't think it's a bad play, because even if they go for the Taunt, they have to stay in, and then the Dialga probably has a pretty good offensive position. Man, I can't believe I called it being Wood Hammer turn 1. Oh man, how did I know? Something about this team was like, okay, it has a limited Kyogre answers. I think in general, this has to be like some kind of trick on the Mimikyu right here if they led it against me specifically. And yeah, it looks like it worked. All right, good thing I scouted for that, because if I attacked turn 1, I mean, it wouldn't have been that bad, but it depends on how fast the Mimikyu is. We're gonna see a Wood Hammer into the Dialga. Quad Resist, it does nothing. We're gonna see a Flare Blitz into the Amoonguss. Into Amoonguss, which is completely fine. All right, are you Goggles on the Incineroar? That's okay if you are, but yeah, you are Goggles. Okay, good to know, good to know. All right, so I guess I go for a Earth Power into the Incineroar slot, and I just go for a, I think I just double up the Incineroar slot with Spore. They're not going to Dynamax the Incineroar, I'd imagine, and whatever's coming in takes it, whether it's Earth Power, KOs the Incineroar, which it should with the Life Orb, because we know it's not Shucker Berry on the Incineroar. I'm pretty sure Earth Power should be able to KO the Incineroar, and then Spore will get redirected into Mimikyu. If it switches out, it's just going to take the Spore, whatever's coming in. Earth Power going to come out. Yep, knock out the Incineroar. Perfect. Let's see what the Mimikyu does. This is a pretty important because I have no idea what set you are. If you have Lumberry Sword Stance, that's rough, but they go for play rough. Okay. Not much damage into my Dialga. Attack drop doesn't matter there. Okay, are you life orb? No, we would have seen it with the Woodhammer last turn. The Spore goes off into Mimikyu, so the Mimikyu is now asleep. Okay, not bad. The problem is my Dialga has taken a lot of damage, however, still very manageable right here. Let's see who they go out into next. It could be the Solgaleo coming in, which could be pretty scary because now they do threaten a lot of damage right here. And we do prevent the Shadow Sneak position. The reason I wanted to Spore the Incineroar was because if they went for like a parting shot into the Solgaleo, they could have went for Shadow Sneak the next turn. All right, we see the Kyogre come in. I do want to actually Quake for this, I think, because I'm not too worried about the Soul right now. I think I'm going to go for a Max Quake into the... I could Max Quake go into Kyogre. Yeah, that actually doesn't seem that bad. I'm going to Max Quake the Kyogre, and I'm going to go hard into my Kyogre. I think that's actually a pretty good play for the most part. I think having the regenerated health on Amoonguss is pretty nice. I think I want to reduce the water spot damage. I don't think they maxed Ogre here. They could, I guess, if they want to, but yeah, I don't really see them maxing the Ogre here. I think they would max the Solgaleo in the late game. So the only question is the Mimikyu could be a little bit scary because I still don't know what the speed tier on the Mimikyu is, unfortunately, here. And maybe we get to find out with the upcoming moves here. But I would like to find out because if it is fast and my Kyogre, it does threaten the Woodhammer still. They go for an Ice Beam and Amoonguss, which is perfect. Okay, so my Dialga doesn't even take damage, which is beautiful. Unless I get frozen, which that's very, very unfortunate right there. However, should be fine. Get a Max Quake off into Kyogre, so its water spot's a lot weaker. Or Shifu's looking really good in this end game right here. The Mimikyu, did you attack here or did you... Okay, they went for a Trick Room, I guess. All right, that works. I can now go for a... I guess I'll just Steel Spike here into the Mimikyu, and I'll go for a... Actually, no, I should Quake here. Yeah, I should always Quake. I'm going to Quake the Mimikyu, and I'm going to go for a Water Spout. I mean, if I get unfrozen and I wake and I could go for a Steel Spike KO to Mimikyu, but I might as well just try to unfall. I do think the special defense is just better anyway. I speed my Dialga. Okay. That's choice specs. Or they crit. Okay, I was about to say that's doing a lot and I was surprised. Okay, they don't... Kyogre's still frozen. Unfortunately, we do get a Quake off into the Mimikyu right here. Now we got to get rid of this Mimikyu because this Mimikyu is threatening to my my Urshifu, which is my win con now that I want to aim for here. So that's why I'm targeting down the Mimikyu right now. And since I Quaked here, I think they're very less likely to go into Solgaleo here because they would get threatened by Max Quake. And yeah, so now I think this is a perfect position to Steel Spike right here. And Rain stops too, which is actually fantastic for me in this specific spot. But I think I just go for a Water Spout anyway. So I'm just going to go for a Steel Spike into the Mimikyu, and I'm going to go for a Water Spout. Hopefully we can knock out the Mimikyu here. That would be really nice. Ice Beam going to come out. Don't crit me again. No freeze this time. Okay, nice. Oh, and we unfall. Perfect timing. All right, we do get a Water Spout off into the Kyogre as well as the Mimikyu. Almost pick up a knockout on both, which is really nice. But I am able to get the Steel Spike off into the Mimikyu. The +1 defense could be really important for the Kyogre. And now Urshifu next to Amoonguss should win this game, I'd imagine. Unless this Kyogre is Scarf. Even if it's Scarf, I feel like it's really likely they win. All right, goodbye Mimikyu right there. My Dialga's Dynamax is over. They still have Dynamax that is very threatening. However, I do think that Urshifu is a very, very solid win con right here. The Solgaleo is going to come out, and now we are on the... Now we're pressured because of Max. However, I do think we have a pretty good chance of winning this game right here. I'm going to go for a... Ice Beam, and the Kyogre should finish that knockout, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Earth Power into the Kyogre. I don't... No, Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon. Yeah, Flash Cannon should knock out the Kyogre, and Ice Beam should also knock out the Kyogre. I don't think the Solgaleo can knock me out unless it's Max Lightning with a Life Orb on it. So I should be saved. The Kyogre shouldn't be able to knock my Dialga out with anything other than an Ice Beam, it looks like. Because I think Origin Pulse spread without Raid would be really close, even with Mystic Water. So let's find out. The Solgaleo is going to max here. This could be a dangerous spot. This could be a dangerous spot. Let's see if it is a dangerous spot here, though. gonna be a Ice Beam coming out from the Kyogre. I think that is Scarf, unless the Solgaleo is slow, which I could see on this team as well, because we did see that the Mimikyu was slow, or just trying to keep going for Trick Room. You do have Max Lightning. Okay, are you not able to knock out? Okay, they're not Life Orb. Okay, good. That should be a sealed game here then. Yeah, it should be a sealed game. I'm pretty sure Shifu just wins now. Okay, I do go for the Ice Beam into the Kyogre. Is able to pick up the knockout. Beautiful. Yep. Okay, really, really nice. And then I'm going out into my Amoonguss and I just click Protect. I sack my Ogre. Steel Spike doesn't matter. Wake doesn't matter. Rockfall could matter because it breaks my Sash under a Shifu, yet I still think it's very, very fine here. You go for Protect. We're going to go for a Origin Pulse just to get some damage off into Solgaleo potentially. Again, we're just trying to win with our Urshifu, which has been set up for this end game in a pretty solid fashion, especially if they do pick up the knockout into my Kyogre. And it's pretty likely I think they target into my Kyogre because the Amoonguss can't really do anything other than foul play. But they could be scared of that. We'll see. We do go for the Protect here. We're going to see a Steel Spike come out into the... Okay, they target the Amoonguss slot, which is fair too. Okay. Don't really mind that. All right, so I get free Origin Pulse damage off, which just makes it easier for my Urshifu. Probably just to guarantee the KO with Wicked Blow after Dynamax is over. Yeah, the Origin Pulse is a really solid amount right here. And I guess we just go for double Protect. I mean, there's not really much else I need Amoonguss for. If Amoonguss goes down here, it's not that bad. I think best case situation is like I get a double Protect with Amoonguss, and then they take the knock. Yeah, like if I get double Protect, I'm even in a better spot, right? And if I don't get it, it's not like a game losing position. So we do see a Quake here, which, okay, in a Kyogre, yeah. So the double Protect doesn't even matter here. Their Dynamax is over. Urshifu comes in. This gets the knockout here onto the Solgaleo right here. I'd hope so. If I don't pick up the knockout, I mean, what would they have to do here? They would have to be literally max speed Solgaleo. They would have to speed time my Urshifu. They would have to Earthquake. They would have to crit my Amoonguss because I'm pretty sure Earthquake wouldn't knock out my Amoonguss without a crit. And then they have to win this second speed tie, but I have Sucker Punch too, so they have to stall out my Sucker Punches or like play around the Sucker Punch. There's just so much that they have to do. I just don't see it winning here. And that is the thing that guarantees you don't have a chance in this game, because Wicked Blow into the Solgaleo is going to pick up a knockout here into the Solgaleo, and yeah, it goes to Protect. And yeah, there is no way they could win this. Actually, no, I don't think they could. I guess Rock Slide flinch a bunch of times and win every single speed tie and get the Rock Slide flinch every single time. But even then, like, Urshifu would have probably like been able to eat those just comfortably enough. Yeah, other than some like extreme RNG specific situations right there, we always win the game. And yeah, I guess one of the big things was scouting for that Wood Hammer on the Mimikyu. I was kind of joking. Okay, it was Scarf on Ogre, which I'm not too surprised about. The weakness policy on the, which makes sense because if they were Mystic Water, they probably KO'd the Amoonguss, but since they weren't Mystic Water, they weren't sure, so they went for the Ice Beam, which was pretty safe. The Solgaleo was a fast variant. Oh, it wasn't even max speed, so I always won the game anyway. Wicked Blow. The Assault Vest Thunderous with the Brutal Swing with Assault Vest, which is an interesting choice with the Dynamax Solgaleo. I guess they have the option to Dynamax Thunderous or the Solgaleo in that position. We're going to see the Safety Goggles on the Incineroar. We're going to see the Mental Herb with Wood Hammer. I don't know. I was like, I know there were some Mimikyus that ran Wood Hammer. I think it's like it was a big tech in like a Gen 7 with Mimikyu for Wood Hammer. Like it could really catch some Kyros off guard. I was like, you know what? I have like a pretty good position. I might as well scalp for it because like worst case is fake out Wood Hammer there. But I was not expecting that. And then standard Sash into the, and yeah, able to position really well. Urshifu was like the really big clutch factor. Y'all was able to pretty much weaken my opponent's team to set up for that Urshifu in the late game. It really did a lot of work, especially with the Kyogre. Even with the freeze turns, we were still able to put on a lot of pressure against them. And yeah, was really solid. And that is the show. The Dragapult set. Oh man, you have to call, I think, like Gastrodon coming in on the right turns. You have to get the Overgrow read right at times, but sometimes it's just really scripted against Kyogre teams with like the standard 6 with the Zacian. Of course, if you do get the read wrong, you're in a really bad spot, but if you do get it right, it's very, very rewarding right there. And yeah, this Dragapult set kind of crazy. And yeah, it ended up putting in a lot of work. But if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. If you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, links in the description down below. And of course, if you want to see more Series 12 content where I use a lot of fun teams and a lot of cool Pokemon, make sure you check out the rest of my content. But that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, people. And until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.